Lesson 7. Self-control. You can do it if you believe you can. You will learn to harness your enthusiasm with self-control. Without it, it's like lightning which may strike anywhere, destroying life and property. Enthusiasm is a vital action that arouses you into action. Self-control is a balanced wheel that directs your action so that it builds up and not tears down. Most of man's grief comes from lack of self-control. Most inmates in prison lack self-control in directing their energies constructively. Even through holy books, they advise to have self-control, to love others and forgive others that have caused you pain. Think of this. Not forgiving can cause your energy to be directed in a negative form. Direct your energy in a positive form. Each great leader possessed a quality of self-control. If you neglect to exercise self-control, you are not only likely to injure others, but you are sure to injure yourself. Lack of self-control is the average salesman's most damaging weakness. The prospective buyer says something that the salesman does not wish to hear, and if he has not this quality of self-control, he will strike back with a counter remark that is fatal to his sale. Self-control brings opportunities. Here's a story of a young man working in a department store. One day, an old lady came into the store just wandering around. Her body language showed that she was just looking and wasn't really interested in buying. Many of the salespeople looked at her and judged her as if they didn't want to be bothered by her. One young man decided to approach her and ask how he could be of service to her. She said, "I am just waiting for the rain to stop." He then engaged in a friendly conversation showing that he meant to be at her service and walked her to the door when she was ready to leave. This young man forgot about this interaction, and many months later, he was called into his supervisor's office. A letter was sent to him for a big order, and that lady that he had helped was Andrew Carnegie's mother. She had only asked for him in this letter. This opened an opportunity for him and helped him excel in his career, simply because he cared for others and was genuine in his interactions. The real opportunities are often hidden in the seemingly unimportant transactions of life. Ask the next 10 people whom you meet why they have not accomplished more in their respective lines of endeavor, and at least 9 of them will tell you that opportunity does not seem to come around their way. Go a step further and analyze each of these 9 accurately by observing their actions for one single day, and the chances are that you will find that every one of them is turning away the finest sort of opportunities every hour of the day. A person with well-developed self-control will not permit himself to be influenced by the cynic or the pessimist, nor will he permit another person to do his thinking for him. A person with well-developed self-control will stimulate his imagination and his enthusiasm until they have produced action, but he will then control that action and not permit it to control him. A person with well-developed self-control will never, under any circumstances, slander another person or seek revenge for any cause whatsoever. A person with self-control will not hate those who do not agree with him. Instead, he will endeavor to understand the reason for their disagreement and profit by it. We see daily that people are taking out mortgages and financing cars. Some focus on getting a nice car versus trying to pay off that mortgage. If your neighbor has a BMW, you want a BMW, or even something better. Those who practice self-control are practically sure to see the day when many who are now driving cars will either be riding the street cars or walking. Many years ago, if a boy wanted a wagon, he will make it himself, but now a boy only needs to cry and his parents will buy it. Obviously, every parent isn't like this. Not everyone will be driving or will be walking. These are examples to the extreme that you can relate to in your world. You are the product of at least 1,000,000 years of evolutionary change. Nature has been tempering and refining the materials that you have gone into your makeup. Step by step, she has removed from the generations that have preceded you the animal instincts and baser passions, until she has produced in you, the finest specimen of animal that lives. No other animal has ever been endowed with such self-control as you possess. You not only have the power to think, but what is 1,000 times more important, still, you have the power to control your thoughts and direct them to do your bidding. We have the power to allow other people's words affect our thought. We have the key to the door of our thought. We have the power to select the materials that dominate our thought. Self-control is solely a matter of thought control. You are searching for the magic key that will unlock the door to the source of power, and yet you have the key in your own hands, and you may make sure you use of it the moment you learn to control your thoughts. Deliberately place in your mind the sort of thoughts that you desire, and keep out of your mind those thoughts which others place there through suggestion, and you will become a person of self-control. Plant in your mind the seed of desire that is constructive by making the following your creed and the foundation of your code of ethics. Read the following. Let's wrap up this lesson with the law of retaliation, which basically means the divine economy is automatic and very simple. We receive on that which we give. Some say an eye for an eye, and this phrase is used mostly negatively. If we go for violence, violence will return. Where if we please others and make them happy, in return, like will attract like, and we will have others who will retaliate to give us the same happiness we gave them. This lesson teaches that our thoughts and actions towards others resembles an electric magnet which attracts us to the same sort of thought and the same sort of action that we ourselves create.